Very welcome to my YouTube channel, Staying with Eve. And on here, I host conversations around family, around the Christian faith, around friendships, and interpersonal relationships. I'm all about self help, I'm all about hope giving, I'm all about building beautiful relationships with God, with yourself, and with the society at large. I know I've been away for a very long time, and I'd like to believe that a lot of you missed me. If you did not miss me, I don't even have anything to say to you, but I'm so glad I'm back here. However, while I was away, I was just not resting alone. I was watching my previous videos, checking out areas where it would be necessary to improve on, and making sure that I'm in line with whatever I'm teaching, that I'm in line with whatever I'm putting out there, so that I'll not be just all about talks and not doing. Yeah, so I was taking the time to go through my 23 till I'm 23 series, which was really beautiful, by the way. So if you've not watched that, I'm going to attach it at the end of this video, and do well to go through the entire playlist. There's just a whole lot to learn from there. Yeah, so while I was resting, I was looking on better ways to re-strategize the channel, looking at where I want this channel to be. There are people that I admire and all of that. However, someone said you cannot really admire someone without necessarily admiring the people's process. So the people I'm looking up to, obviously they've passed through this phase, so I'm not going to beat up myself about things that I've not achieved yet. However, I'm going to put structures in place to achieve those things. I feel like I'm talking too much, but just forgive me. Hi, Jesus. So I'm so glad to be back here. I mean, I don't like staying away from something too long, because from there I can just become very complacent and just follow from there, and then you'll not see me on this channel anymore. Like, I'll just be gone. So my lovely people, you're welcome. I don't know, I feel like I've said you're welcome too much. So on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about real friendships and convenient friendships, the difference between both of them, and how exactly to identify which friendships are real and which ones are convenient. Now, the sad thing about convenient friendships is that a lot of people who are in convenient friendships haven't really identified that they are in convenient friendships. I so much believe that the first solution to a problem is identifying that it's a problem in the first place. If you're able to find out that something is a problem, then you're just left with having to find out solutions to solve it. The idea around friendships are generally subjective. So if you bring 5 people and you ask each of them who a friend is to them, what it means for someone to be a friend, each of those 5 people are going to have very different opinions around who a friend should be and all of that. So as a result, I decided to go to a dictionary and actually get a definite definition of who a friend is. So I'm going to be reading out what I chat GPT'd. Okay, so it says here that a friend is a person with whom one shares a mutual bond of trust, affection, support, and respect, and is typically marked by a willingness to offer emotional and practical help without obligation. Like, I think this was one of the perfect definitions out there, because I think he had very vital things that a friendship should truly have. So this definition actually works, and 2 things stood out for me in this definition. The first one being that there's a mutual bond, and the second one being that there's the absence of obligation. For something to be mutual, it means it is shared, it is being experienced both ways, it's being experienced equally by both parties, so it's not one-sided. I think something that is very sad is being in a one-sided relationship. It's being in a one-sided anything. Like, it's going to be you putting in so much energy without getting it right back. I mean, you're not going in with the mindset of wanting to get back, but I know that it's going to make so much sense if you're receiving as much energy as you're giving. So for friendship, number one, it has to be very much mutual. It has to be both parties, not just one person. Now, the second part to it is the obligation aspect. There are certain things that we do because we feel obligated to do them. So somehow it takes away the I don't know if I'll call it genuinity, but it takes away something from the whole process when you feel like I'm obligated to do this and that's why I'm doing it. You're doing it out of genuinity, not because it's a responsibility, not because it's something that you're being forced to do, but you're doing it because it's something that you really want to do. You're doing it out of love, you're doing it out of care, not necessarily because you want to get something in return, but just because it's just something you want to do. Now that I've created this somewhat clarity on what I believe friendship is, let's just dive right into the real deal. Who is a real friend and who is a convenient friend? Why are they even friends in the first place? When we're talking about convenient friendships, I'm really not talking about acquaintances right now, because somehow I feel acquaintances can be excused. Like, you can make excuses for them. Your expectations from them are even way less, right? I really would not expect so much from someone that I call an acquaintance. I wouldn't really expect so much checking up on. I wouldn't really expect so much loving and care and all of that from them. So most of their actions are very much excusable. I'm talking about convenient friends that you have that are in your close circle. Now, the friendship you have with these people now that I call convenient, they are not surface level friendships. They are way deep friendships. These people are not so invested in building with you in the relationship. They're just there when it's more convenient to them, rather than being there for you, which is the true idea of friendship in the first place. Omo, I don't know what we did to NEPA people, but they've just been so unfair. Like, I don't know. Now that I've provided a certain level of clarity, I believe, let me go right into who I feel a real friend is, and typically what the idea of real friendship should be. When it comes to real friendship, I think a lot of people tend to value it just in years. So you find a lot of people saying, wow, I've known this person for so long. So they tend to value the friendship particularly because of the number of years they've spent with this person, not necessarily because of what they've been gaining or what they've built together. So it's about knowing them for really long, right? Why that is still there, I believe that real friendships are way beyond just having a history together. They are way beyond just knowing each other for a very long time. I mean, I've seen friendships that were formed in months, and they've been really very much I don't know if vital is the word, but they've been very much invaluable. It's really not about the length of years. Why that is there, I mean, with longer years, there are longer experiences together, right? However, I think it's about the value you're able to gain while in that friendship. Adult friendships are even more difficult. Why? Because there's a rise in expectations. Life becomes more complex with adulthood. So as a result, the requirements for being a real friend in adult friendships are even more than in childhood friendships. I mean, while we were children, while we were teenagers, the concerns were they were not so deep. They were not so, they're mostly about playing around, they're mostly about academics at that point in time, and they were not as complex as it is now with adulthood. You have people going through different phases of their life, and then they still have to look out for you as a friend, still have to be present for you as a friend, even while being or even while going through life's difficulties. So you find out that it's a bit more complex, and it's a bit more difficult, and takes a certain level of intentionality to actually be a true friend in adulthood. Even as this adult life is complex, these people are still ready to give it their all. How do you identify these people, and how do you keep them still in your space? While adulthood is very complex, and while these challenges are there, I truly believe that there are people that God has very much empowered to do life with you. So there are people that have the capacity to still go through their lives ups and downs, and still find a way to carry you along with all genuinity, with all intentionality. These are the real friends. These people are ready to be present for you, not just physically alone, but emotionally, even at times when life struggles are just a lot on them, but still they choose to be present for you. They are ready to speak truth to you. They are ready to speak realities about yourself to you, not necessarily to harm you or to make you feel less of yourself, but because they really care. They're there with you while you grow, they're there with you during your growth phase, and they're not just there with you only during your growth phase. The interesting thing is that at certain points they would have to adjust to the new version of you that has grown. I mean, with growth we experience new changes, we experience new things about ourselves. So your friend that used to know you in a certain way would have to readjust to know you in the new way. The particular thing about real friends is that every single thing they do is laced with sincerity, is laced with genuinity. I think these things cannot be hidden. Somewhat they can be felt, somewhat they can be seen. But people make mistakes because most times they see these things and they tend to ignore them. They tend to sideline them because they feel they are not so important. But I believe that the true character of people are seen in the very small moments. They are seen in things that we do not call worthwhile. Probably that's for me because I really pay attention to very little things. Maybe that's particular to me. It might not be a general thing for everybody, but that's just my own way of doing things. I pay attention to the very little details. So it might not be about the very ambiguous things that you're doing. It might just be about the very little things that you're doing, because somehow I feel that those very little things, they are things that come out of character that you've built over the years. They're not things that you're very, I want to make my friend proud, so I must do this. You're not so intentional about them. Like, they just flow because that's your character, that's your true sense of being, that's your being. So they flow in those little things. But somehow I feel the ambiguous ones, they have to be planned and all of that, so it can take away a certain level of honesty from them. I might be completely wrong in this, but that's just my way of viewing things. It's not always the case, it's contextual, right? But it's just my way of finding out genuinity, so to say. But I see a convenient friend there. It's sadder when you do not even realize that you're in a friendship with someone that is just there when it's convenient. Like, it's sadder in that point. Some people actually know that, more this person now only when I get when they come. Some people know that and then they follow the person in that light, right? That's different. Talking about people that do not even know that they're in a convenient friendship. So the thing about convenient friendship is that it's less about you. Like, these people are not thinking about you, they are thinking about themselves. So they only do things when it's convenient for them. They only do things when it's very much suitable for them. So friendship with these people only revolves around them. It only revolves around their timing. It only revolves around their convenience. So most of these people might really be very much close to you. Like, they might be really emotionally tied to you, right? You both might have shared experiences and all of that, have beautiful history together and all of that. However, they are practically unreliable. Most of these people, they only try to establish communication with you when they want something from you. Like, some of them are so intentional about it that in order for you not to feel so bad, they might start chatting you 2 days to the day they actually need that favor from you. They are very strategic about it. So probably they've not chatted you up in months and then suddenly they want something. I'm not talking about acquaintances now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about convenient friends that are really close to you. So they only chat you up, let's say they want something by Friday and they begin to chat you up by Wednesday. How are you doing now? High school? And then by Friday they blow the bomb. Boom! I want 100,000 from you. I'll give it back to you. So day. For somebody like me, I'd always know that that's why you even chatted me up in the first place. That's convenient. That's just convenient friendships. Like, they're only there for something. While these people might be emotionally close to you, they are consistently absent. Most of them want the title of friendship, most of them want the title of close friend, they want the title of best friend without necessarily wanting the responsibilities that come with these titles. They love the idea of you. I mean, they might really truly and honestly love what you're doing. They might love your whole process and all of that, but they love the idea of you. However, they do not like, or they are not interested in the journey of becoming you. They are in love, they are so in love with the idea of you, they are so in love with the idea of being close to you. However, they are not invested in the responsibility of building that friendship with you in the first place. They only want this thing when it fits their mood, when it fits their timing, and when it's very convenient for them. This group of people are what I call fair weather friends. They're only there when it's really beautiful for them, when it's convenient for them. It's not about you, it's never about you. They might be emotionally close to you, yes, but you find out that all their life activities, all the things they even do for you, it's really not about you. At the end of the day, it's about them, what they stand to gain. It means to identify which friend is convenient and which friend is real. It means you have to do a very thorough introspection. It means you have to pay attention to patterns. I'm not saying real friends are never inconsistent, right? I'm just saying that for convenient friends, it's a pattern. Their inconsistency is a character. It's something they keep doing. A real friend might have times when they cannot be with you and all of that, but then for them, it's not a character yet. It's just here and there. But for convenient friends, I promise you, it's their character. Like, that's who they are. They cannot change. I mean, they can change, but I'm just saying it's something they even do without really stressing so much about. They don't even know. Some of them don't even know that that's how they are. If a friend's inconsistency towards you becomes a pattern, then it's completely unwise to just rule it off as, okay, this friend is going through a phase. That's why this is happening. That's a very unwise thing to do, especially if it is consistently like that. It's now a pattern. It's just not a phase. It's a pattern, and character is eventually formed from habits that are repeated over time. While I was creating the topic and while I was creating the outline, I created room for my own self-analysis and introspection, and I asked myself, have I been a convenient friend? I'm not talking about to my acquaintances right now, to my actual friends. Have I been a convenient friend, or have I actually been a real friend? And I feel I was able to answer those questions in ways that I could. So having done mine, it's your own time to do yours. Ask yourself, are you really a true friend? Are you really that one person that God has empowered to do life with another person? So it's necessary to ask yourself the question, have I been a good friend, or have I been a convenient friend? And if after asking yourself these questions and you realize that you've been a real friend, that's without lying to yourself, you realize that you've been a good friend, then I really appreciate you for being a good friend, and I pray that God gives you the strength to keep being that real friend, even if life's challenges and life's ups and downs are being thrown at you, that you're being empowered to still remain there. And if after the analysis you figure out that you've been a convenient friend, I mean, there are some things that people really do without necessarily knowing that it's wrong in the first place. So if you've been that kind of person, probably it's a character that you've built over time. It means it's going to take intentionality on your part to really be there for people that have been there for you too. There's room for change. I mean, I'm not completely giving up on you, because I know it's very possible to change and become the better version of yourself. I mean, that's what this channel is all about in the first place. So it means you have a little bit of work to do, or even more work, depending on your level of inconsistency to your friends. Yeah, so I think you have a lot of work to do. So, but it takes intentionality and identifying the places that you've gone wrong and retracing your steps to actually be there for these people that you call your friends. Yeah, so that's it about real and convenient friendships. I think we must all remember that friendship is not a luxury, it's a need. It's a need. People are in their need of friendships, honestly. Like, it makes life beautiful. It's one of the beautiful things of life that I feel people are not ready to be very much invested in, probably because of past experiences and all of that. They have a role to play, yes. However, I still believe that we should not entirely give up on a pursuit because of the downsides. So now that I'm done yapping, thank you, dearies, for staying with me through this video. I'm honestly praying that the video is not so long, because I feel I've been talking for a very long while. Thank you so much for staying with me through this video, and I really hope that you learned one or more from this video and you apply whatever it is that you learned. I mean, this can forever remain head knowledge, and it's not going to yield results if you just hear me yap and you go your way and you don't do that introspection that I said you should do. So thank you for watching through with me. Whatever you've learned, apply it to your life's endeavors and watch it work for you. Probably you might just identify that you've been a real friend, or you might just identify that you've been a convenient friend, and by doing that alone you might just have started solving your problems. So have a great day ahead. Bye for now.